Manchester United fight back at the death to claim a draw against bogey team Tottenham Hotspur after conceding 2 in rapid succession for the second game running. 1 point gained or 2 points dropped. Let's break down this wild game in London, sir. Oh, what could have been? What could have been, John? We're doing a remote. Appreciate all the fans listening in. But United had it. We were cruising 1-0, and then we conceded 2 goals in quick succession at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Weren't great in the second half. Much better, much more controlled in the first half. I think the subs did us disservice. We ended up finishing the game with 10 men after Benjamin Sesko goes off injured. But United did steal a late point with a Ligt header from a corner in the 96th minute. So there's positives, there's negatives. I'm frustrated, but also heading into the international break, it's nice to not be the team that loses that game. But I feel hard done. I wanted to win, and United let me down. How should I feel, sir? I'm feeling frustrated, but could be worse.
Well, if you're holding Manchester United to the bar they should be held to, and titles are on the menu, boys, every season, then you're upset. If you've been watching this football team for the last year, you got to say, hey, that was not the worst performance. I think we played very well in the first half, dominated. Tottenham kind of roared back. We bottle jobbed 2 goals in 7 minutes after doing that against Nottingham Forest in 3 minutes. So it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. But the alternative is losing to Tottenham that way, and then Ligt steals one late in their stadium after Richarlison celebrated like he won the World Cup. So there is a little banter here. There also is a pressure release valve. You look at the last 5, 3 wins, 2 draws, unbeaten, and given where we came from, I can't complain. It's all about the next group of fixtures, which looks pretty favorable for Manchester United, and it's about the long-term view of this club and this manager. We need some serious results. We need to be sitting in the European places post-December. There's a lot of games to play. I'm not going to just get upset about this Tottenham game, but we all know a 2-goal lead isn't enough for Manchester United. A 1-goal lead isn't enough for Manchester United away from home, and our defense is giving away goals in bunches. So I thought it's a mixed bag here, but I'm feeling like it's a point gained given that we were down late and down a man too with the Sesko injury. So lots going on at Manchester United, but I think it's positive the last run of games. So I have to take this one with a grain of salt.
I like that comparison. If you're a fan from back in the day, you'd be furious. You'd be furious expecting us to win these games, not drop points against Forest, not drop points against Spurs, and we did. And instead, the other side, we've seen how this team has been playing over the last few years. We've seen this team that, might have been firing their manager 6-8 weeks ago based on how things were going coming out of Grimsby Town. So I'll take it. You never want to be the team in crisis. I think the Scousers at the moment are the team in crisis. That could have been us. That would have been us if we had not gotten that late draw. But let's get into that 11, sir. We got Lemens in net, Luke Shaw, Maguire, and Ligt as the back 3. Dogu came in for Delo on the left wing back spot. Mazraoui on their side. Bruno and Casemiro, the 2 holding midfielders. And then you had Cunha, Diallo, and Mbeumo up front. So what did you think of this 11 when you saw it early morning, West Coast hours?
I really like the changes from the manager. I've been asking where's Dogu, at our best in preseason and the early start to this actual season. Dogu was lights out on the left wing, and he goes with Ahmad and Bumo and Cunha, which is huge. So I really liked it, and it came off well from the jump. So you want to get in the match?
Let's get into the match. I thought United controlled the first half well. Not a ton of chances, but they also did limit United's limited Spurs while taking their own chances, and we'll get into that in a little bit later in the half. It was kind of not dissimilar to the Europa League finals. Cagey affair. I thought United was more control. They weren't creating a tremendous amount, but Spurs weren't really getting behind. Except for there was one in particular moment, the 16th minute, Johnson put in a really good, dangerous ball that no one got on the end of. It could have been something to worry about if Spurs were more on top of it, but it was the 32nd minute. Signing of the season, Brian Boom Boom and Bumo, he had his word, and what a goal it was from our unbelievable signing. Let's get into this.
Amajallo and Mbeumo. Well, that'll sting for Thomas Frank, but it's another delightful moment for Manchester United.
Oh, look at that Selly, sir. He does the Selly, enjoying himself as he should. When's the last time you saw a player in Manchester United score a header without even getting off the ground? 5-7. Oh, 5-7 of them. Unbelievable, Brian Bumo. Nice link up with the mod. That, too, is like one of the great successes of the season thus far. That partnership, it continues to bloom.
Yeah, the front three was after Tottenham from the jump. I really liked how the manager came up with a fresh look. We talked about getting results. Now he's making changes, and this team came out and looked amazing. Cunha, Ahmad, and Bumo switching places. Bruno involved as well. I thought going forward, United looked really good, and we didn't give up much to Tottenham. Like that was really the positive signal of the first half. We get the goal, and we really didn't give up a lot. In the past games, it's really been wide open. We've been conceding a lot of XG to poor sides. So manager makes changes. It works. It's a great first half. Obviously, Nottingham Forest, we came out second half and it didn't look great. And United come out and Tottenham kind of get back into the game. So this has been a tough one. Lemens comes up big early in the second half, 54th minute, great save on Romero. Another 56th minute, another great close range save. Two huge saves from Lemens. You got to give him credit. Then the manager's like, got to make adjustments. Put Sesko on for Mazraoui. Then in the 72nd, Mount Euro and Ugarte come on for Cunha, Maguire, and Casemiro. For me, Ugarte coming on here is just nervy. And then really where the manager went overboard with all these changes is in the 80th minute, he put his last and final sub, Delo, on for Dogu in the 80th minute, and that means that you're flying blind. Anyone goes down, you're down a man. And I just felt like it was a little irresponsible for the manager to use all of his subs by the 80th minute.
And it was it was irresponsible because it didn't pay off, and also the magnitude of subs didn't pay off. I think even the 72nd minute when Casemiro came off, United lost control of the midfield, and too many. Well, if you're winning a game, should you making 3 subs at once? Maguire did come up with an injury. Apparently, that's why he wanted to come off. Same with Casemiro. Apparently, he took a knock, so those two could be injury. But I would keep Cunha on just to not make so many changes. But like you said, United were punished not soon after in the 80th minute. When have we seen goals like this before? This is like a Manchester United spectacle right here. 80th minute, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. 84th, excuse me.
It's Tell. It's 1-1. And Matty's Tell has come off the bench.
So we were watching it together. They were holding. And Ligt, who had been so good throughout this game, he gets turned in the box. Unlike him, tells the player, we were, rumored with him a little bit, but he made it look easy. Should not be happening. No one's there to back him up, but Ligt should do better. He's a better player than that.
No, he gets absolutely turned. Luke Shaw could help him. His boot did get to it, to be fair. But again, not a great goal. 86 minutes, Sesko had a great opportunity, 1v1. His touch let him down. Second time in quick succession, he had chances. They're half chances, to be honest, and then he goes down with a knee injury, which could be serious. We're waiting in bated breath to see kind of what is the situation. Amorim did come out and be like, it looks like the knee in a way that doesn't sound great.
Didn't sound good.
That could be season for Sesko. It could be season. So hate on the youngster all you want. 11 games, 2 goals, 1 assist. He's been starting, then subbing. He's been all over the board. He can't really get a baseline at United. And then people are gonna, and he could be out. So let's ease on the Sesko hate and just hope he's not actually injured, because who else is gonna play striker?
And you know what? He did some good things in this game. Some of his link-up play was good. His touch let him down late, but he came on as a sub. He came on cold, and we're Manchester United. We have one striker. We got to root for our young lad. So
we're down a man. Here we're down a man. The manager, the big error. Manager uses all of his subs, and the one that you had to get on there was Delo for Dogu.
Like Dogu got the yellow, but I didn't think Dogu was going to get a second yellow. He could go the 90. I would have kept Cunha on. There's too many subs. He did too many subs. He left it late. 80th minute, like you said, conceded both goals.
Spurs score. This is why they score here.
91st minute, cock-a-doodle-doo. Charleston looks like a rooster. How about you? Here we go, 91st minute.
Well, that's going to take this. Out to Odebear, sizes it up, and it's in for Tottenham.
You want to see an over celebration? Ugarte does poorly. He plays him onside. Shouldn't be there. You thought it was off. It should have been off if Ugarte had gotten back in position, which he did not. Flicked on header. Charleston celebrates, like you said, like he won the World Cup. And United looked like they were in a position where they're headed into the international break as the crisis team. Did not happen.
Ugarte in
plays
this
him on.
Role, by the way, looks like my son in the back line of the U8. He's 6 years old, doesn't know where to be on the back line playing soccer this past weekend. Like that, He plays him onside. Shouldn't be onside. Like,
No.
you got to be aware of that. Like, this shouldn't be a goal. Ugarte liability comes in. It's like brutal. Why isn't Kobe in for like that's another question I don't want to get into, but we would roar back. Manchester United would fight back, sir. Never say die. Never say die. Let's go.
Never say die. They thought they'd won it. 96th minute. Mateus de Ligt. Hey, he's one of the best defenders in the league at the moment. Let's see it.
Tense, taut moments. Bruno Fernandes corner. And it's Mateus de Ligt.
Let's go.
And Manchester United may well have had the final word.
Get one back.
Final word, sir. Get one back. That's how you say it. That's how you do it. United looked down and out, felt down and out, had this game in their hands, blew it, but found a way to fight back while a man down, and Bumo wins the corner. Really good set piece. Shaw blocks off the defender, Bentancur, really, really well, and de Ligt has a lot to do, but it's a beautiful header. Nothing the goalkeeper Vicario could do about it. And saves the day. Salvages the day of what would have been a really gut-punching defeat. After losing to them in the final, this doesn't redeem it, but at the same time, winning that point, that's a big deal. It shows that this team is different than they were last year. They are far from the finished article, but they are definitely a different team than they were 12 months ago.
Yeah, this team loses this game.
Right.
It's similar to the Nottingham Forest one. I feel like this team is getting off the mat. They're showing a bit of dog. They're never giving up on games. That's what it is. That's what it means to play for Manchester United, by the way, is to go all in and to see these players like fight until the last breath, the last dying minute here, and de Ligt getting it is huge. And that's why you want to say that this is a positive going in international break, because there's a lot of like, hey, Ruben Amorim, shooting yourself in the foot. I haven't seen many self-imposed down a man situations in my like almost 30 years watching European football. That was not a good one. And if we had lost this game, he would be getting killed for that. And the fact that we're not, it's huge. It's a pressure release, and it's on to the next set of fixtures. Like, we have some easy ones coming up, and if we win those, we're not going to be thinking about this kind of shitty draw against Tottenham Hotspur. So I'm going with the positive on this one because we need it. It's also international break. Let's hope Sesko doesn't have a serious injury.
No, that's the big one, absolutely. And it's like you said, it's salvaging what could have been a really bad day into a really good day instead of doing what could have been. There's a lot of what could have been. We were looking at the stats before we started this pod, sir. 2 points dropped against Spurs, 2 points dropped against Forest. There were penalties that didn't go in. Talk about goalkeeping errors. Maybe if you started Lemens early in the season, some of those games would have changed differently. But that's not where we're at. Let's just be positive. Like you said, we're right in the mix as it relates to European spots. Teams are fighting for it. The title race is not a foregone. I'm not saying we're winning the title, but the more things are up in the air, the better it suits Manchester United, I think, in the long run. So what a league. We've got a lot of games coming thick and fast. Like you said, the international break is here, so we don't have a preview for you. But it is a positive because, like you said, these would have been 2 losses, and instead it's 5 games unbeaten. If you can't win, don't lose. I would have liked to win. I hate Spurs. Sorry.
Oh, it's also the late winner, right? Like Nottingham Forest, I would think it's more of a 2 points loss. United, this is more 2 points one. 1.1. I feel like 2-2. This one feels a little better than Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, the dramatic nature of it, I have to agree. I think we also had a 2-goal. Didn't we have a 2-goal lead? Shot that bed at Forest. So, yeah, this is a little bit different. Getting into the stats, sir, it definitely edged Spurs. I think it was definitely that second half where they made up for things. They had 9 shots to our 4. They had 5 on target to our 2. They had possession, so that should have served us well. 55% to our 45%. 90% pass accuracy for the North London team. 86 for us. And then let's get into some mark stats. Talking about stats, they had us on XG 1.52 to our 0.76. They had us on X threats. Obviously, on field tilt quite a bit, 64% to 36%. So, they had us not great. No, we weren't great. Like, we were good in the first half, really not great in the second half. Lemens kept us in it, and then we kind of woke up. We always kind of wake up when
it was a tale of 2 halves. Like the first half we dominated, second half they were all over us, and the manager tried to make the adjustment, and it ended up backfiring spectacularly, and we get a late equalizer from de Ligt. So it's a bit of a mixed bag. It's an away draw again, and it's unbeaten in the last 5. So let's hear what the manager has to say. I'm sure he's gonna tell us we could have done better.
Well, let's hear it.
Second week in a row, you're in front in an away game. You seem to be in control of the situation, and then in space of no time, the game just goes away from you. I know you'll be delighted to get something, but how much of a problem is that you've done the same thing again?
We have a lot of problems. We are just in the beginning. I know that sometimes the results show to people that we are improving, but we have a lot to do. And you can divide the game in the final 10 minutes. Also, when we have to take out Harry Maguire, Casemiro at the same time, then suffer 2 goals, then losing Ben, even before the second goal with a big opportunity. To play with 10 minutes, but then to overcome everything and to manage to score is a good thing. But if you look at the rest of the game, we were comfortable in the game, but I think we should do better, be more aggressive, feeling the environment in the stadium, that the 3 points were there, the space was there, and I think we felt too comfortable during the game, and we need to expect that in one play anything can happen and change the mood of the stadium, and today was that. So I think we control well the game, but we need to do better because the game was there to take.
Ruben Amorim, got to do better, sir, because the game was there to take. He's right. We're too comfortable at moments. At parts, we controlled it. I think he's talking about the first half, but like you said, tale of 2 halves, huge drop-off from first half to second. First half, we were cruising. Looked great. One chance, 1 goal. They had not much to sniffs at it. In second half, they came out flying. We couldn't play the ball out. We couldn't control the ball. Lemens, some good, you said, I want to see what happens when this goalkeeper's been tested. That was a good little test to see what he's made up in terms of just his saving ability. I think he stood tall, but mixed bag. This is Manchester United. We're a mixed bag at the moment. He's not happy. Trying to take on the positives. Talk about the injuries.
3 points. Stand tall is get us 3 points. Stand tall in a draw. They were good saves. He's not the problem.
They used to be the problem with the goalie. Not
compared
anymore.
to Onana, he's not the problem. Let's put it that way. He's not winning us games. He's not losing us games. That's kind of what I would say. Encouraging for a youngster. Exceeds expectations for a youngster, but I'm not quite he's been proven to be the man.
No, but it was encouraging day from him. I agree. It's a long way to go. But manager, what do you expect? Let's get into it, sir. Let's talk about the last word as it relates to this Spurs draw in London, sir. I'm going to start with the good, and then you can pepper with the bad. I think any Manchester United fan should be looking into this, the duality of this game. There was a lot of good and a lot of bad. On the good side, Mbeumo keeps on ticking. What a signing, and his link up with the mod is getting better and better. Another goal from the Bearded Butte, and it was a nice goal. It was an important goal. Like you said, I can't remember the last time I saw somebody score a header without jumping on this Manchester United side in congestion. So that is excellent. On the second point, I thought Men showed his true worth today. He has 2 big saves early in the second half. He steadied the ship in a material way. Like you said, maybe he's not winning games, but he's not making mistakes. He's making the simple things look simple. And on the last point is just United fought back, a man down, to pick up a point when their back was against the wall, away against a team that has had their number. Frustrating, of course. This is not what you want to see from United. All the old pundits were like, this team, we would have won 4-2 back in the day, and you're absolutely right. United would have seen at this game, no problem, after we conceded the first goal, and we didn't. Mistakes were made by the manager. Mistakes were made by players. But I think at the end of the day, you showed some real grit in this side to get that late goal. You see how much it means to the team. Also, it sucks the wind out of the lungs of the Spurs players. That's also huge. It reminds them of where they're at. So positives, those are the positives I'm talking about. Bumo, Lemens, and there was some fight from the lads, even though we gave up 2 points.
All right, into the bad second half. The second half was brutal. Blew the second road lead, 2 games in a row. We did it against Forest. We did it against Tottenham. Obviously, we were able to turn those into draws, but this team is yet to find their feet in a 90 where they can see out a match and not give up a lot. We were under the cosh early in the second half against Forest, conceded 2 in bunches. And we were under the cosh against Spurs. We conceded 2 within 10 minutes in 2 games. That's just not reliable. That's not Manchester United football. That's not going to win you titles or at the very least Europe. The subs didn't work. The manager is making too many changes. We're up by 1 goal. He got it wrong. He got it wrong to an extent that I've never seen in, like I said, 25 plus years watching European football, where you're literally making your last change in the 80th minute. Like, I understand if there was like an injury in the 80th, if like Dogu went down with an injury and you have to make that change, you make it, but he just did it because he felt like it. It made no sense. He could have waited another 8 or 9 minutes. Then the Sesko injury would have happened. We wouldn't have been playing down a man, and you could argue that's we could win the game because of we're playing down a man that really helps Tottenham, and we concede. Also, Ugarte is really half a man, so you're playing with 9.5 men. Like, so it's just not a good look, especially when you're fighting for your life and Tottenham's at home. So huge error from the manager there. And open play, like goals from open play, we're dying for it. We only created one shot on target in the second half, wasn't good enough. We're over relying on set pieces. You've seen it in the past couple of games. Even against Forest, we needed a set piece like clearance to score that goal from Ahmad. And oh, by the way, that's like another low XG opportunity. There's like a worldly from him. We need to find a better way to get our forwards consistent service. The team needs to create more, and when teams are coming at you, you got to be able to bang bang counter and create chances. And we didn't really see that. So, United are kind of in a interesting place where teams know they can sit in that low block and really frustrate Manchester United when they're up a goal. So, I think these are trends we're gonna have to see play out over time. I hate always being the bad news bears, but there is some bad in this game, and I can tell why some fans are frustrated and some are like, "Hey, we survived. On to the next one."
On to the next one, sir. Always good and bad. This game especially, I think, speaks to stuff that's going right and stuff that is still going wrong at Manchester United, regardless of the progress that's been made over the last 6 weeks, 6 months, but it feels like really the 6 weeks. All right. Let's get into some January transfers, sir. It's right around the corner. It's almost mid-November. The holiday games will be upon us soon enough, and we're already hearing grumblings. We're already new rumors coming down the chute in terms of players want out. What are you thinking, sir? You think they're going to make moves? This has not been a club that's been looking to make, even historically make a lot of moves in January. Obviously, we got Dogu last January. We got to see him in the flesh at both home against Arsenal as well as in against Sociedad in San Sebastian. Do you think United's going to be dipping their toe in? I mean, I guess what if Big Ben goes down with a season-long injury? Do you go for a striker? That's when you're like, you wish you could recall Hoyland. I mean, I guess you'll play Xerxes, but what are your thoughts on this January window as we head into it? Because it is right around the corner.
Yeah, and so, there are rumors out there. January, I think, is big. Ineos has also been known to make moves in January. I think, we saw Dogu come in, which I think was important last year. I think the picture is crystallizing around this team. We struggled early. We sort of steadied the ship a little bit, but there's clear weak points in our game, and I think we definitely need a CDM. I mean, like, number one that stands out to me is Casemiro in the midfield. He's going to get injured, and you saw Ugarte play against Tottenham. You saw, the issues that creates. I hate to say it because he looked like a promising player coming in, but he's just evolved into someone who is just like not in the right headspace. He's better than the way than he plays. It's just not
Right.
a good fit, and he's just drowning at a level that like he can't be on the field. The reason I think you need to go to Kobe Mainu, the manager for some reason doesn't want to go to Kobe Mainu. So we need a CDM that could either be a loan option. We obviously saw Paulinho go to Spurs, and he's actually doing well for Manchester United right now. Team talk is linking us to Elliot Anderson at Nottingham Forest, who's a 22-year-old youngster, tons of energy, high work rate. Obviously, he came from Newcastle into Nottingham Forest for around 35. They wouldn't part with him they probably want 80. United are thinking that they might be able to do 60 plus add-ons, something like that. There was also Carlos Baleba, who has not really played well for Brighton. I feel like United is going to be in for a CDM in January. Like, if you look at this team, if Europe is on the table, like if you look at where we are, like you have to be thinking that you have to augment the midfield, because if Casemiro goes down, there goes 100 million pounds. Like, Sir Jim is going to be very aggressive in probably reinforcing this one position. And then there's some outgoings like Kobe Mainu and Napoli. Napoli's just taking off our good players. Mainu's interested on a loan. He was interested on a loan last January, then in the summer, now again in January, and he's not playing. I think you have to loan Mainu out. I think that's insane, but if you're not going to play him, he should be on loan. And the manager has said basically like he's not going to play him. So there's also rumors around Rashford going on a permanent to Barcelona, and Sancho basically is like
Get him,
not
get
doing
him.
well at Villa, and this will be the end of Jadon Sancho at the end of the year. So I don't know why that's news, but like we're not gonna extend his option. Like
That rumor lived for about a week. That was hilarious. Like, you know they're going to extend the option, give him his $20 million a year contract for an additional year because we think we're going to get some transfer fee out of it.
that's a lot of January activity. That's a lot of January activity. You're looking, you might loan out your like number one youngster in
Right.
Kobe Manu. You're looking at maybe getting a permanent deal for Rashford and a CDM. So I think the CDM is probably hinging on the permanent deal for Rashford, most likely, or something like that. But if United has any cojones, you got to be in for a CDM at the very least alone. You know, at the very least alone.
Yeah, absolutely. And we haven't seen that. They usually like to go not half measures, but like they want to do follow their plan, which is like young, high upside potential, like in the Dogus and the Heavens, even the Euros, at the same time, or an established stud like a Cunha, like an Mbeumo, like a Ligt. But I have to agree. It's like if you think about this squad, Casemiro's actually been quite steady, but he can't play more than 60 minutes, right? So we've only conceded 5 goals all season with him on the pitch. We've conceded 15 with him off the pitch. We saw that as soon as he left, we conceded 2 goals in rapid succession. He felt a knock. He's going to feel a knock. He's up there. That's the next problem area that they need to fill in the material. Like, that's it. It's all about the 6. Who's going to be the 6 going forward? Is it Elliot Anderson? I think he wants to move Balaba. I know he wants to move. Will they make moves in January? We'll see. We're right in it. I mean, we're a point off.
Have to. By the way, as a fan, like
you should be. You should be.
Okay, this has been a hell of a season already. You think of the downs that we've been through, Grimsby Town, and now you're looking at it and you're like, United have a legitimate chance to get European football. Like somehow the dice has fallen on the table. You look at where we are and you look at the fixtures we have going into probably January. If you see us 5th or 6th in the table by January, you have to go all in to get a CDM. And I'm not saying you need to get Elliot Anderson. I think he's probably the guy for the summer. Like that's
Right,
like
right.
the marquee summer signing, but you could sign a frisky guy from Spain for 30 million, like a Dogu
Right.
type youngster, uh,
Raw.
like exactly. And so I feel like that is you have to do something. That's the whole idea. You can't do nothing. You have to do something. So do I think it's realistic to get Elliot Anderson in January? No. Like top EPL talent doesn't trade in league in January unless it's stupid money. Like that's what Forest will do. So you definitely need like that's why you have the front office. You need a frisky youngster on the come up, right?
No, absolutely. Because you know what? Casemiro is going to leave at the end of the season anyway. You're going to get those savings from the wages. Last season, last January, I mean, we were in the mix, but it was very clear with all the loans, with all the players on the outgoing and the interim in January, we needed strikers, we needed attacking talent. He did not get that back up. You went the rest of the season without that. It had a huge impact. We were dying for goals. We were dying for a lot of things, but we were definitely dying for goals. Now, if they have more maybe conviction behind their Ruben Amorim appointment, he has momentum. The team is doing things right.
It's the 100 million. It's the 100
I
million.
know. 100 mil.
We have to have European football. And like
do.
Sir Jim said, like this team is good enough to get European football. Like we are like somehow by hook or by crook, we're like could be there. And the playing once a week, I think, is going to help this team. So if that's the case and we're there in January, like you have to make a move. Like you have to make a move to get it over the line, right?
What about I was stuck to Kobe. What about Xerxes? If Ben has an injury, even I were hearing a little bit today, it might not be as bad. They think it could be as little as 5 weeks. That's a lot of games when you think about the December fixtures coming around the corner. Do you think you just opt for playing a number 10 at number 9 and Joshua Xerxes, or do you like let him go out and try to bring in someone who's fit for purpose as a number 9 goal scorer? What's your thoughts there, John?
You're going to be losing a lot of money selling Xerxes in January. I feel like you can't go down to one striker. So like he has to be the second option. I know Amorim doesn't see him as a second option. He sees him as another 10. So but he has to be the second option. So like, who else is the second option? You want to get me in there? Wout
No.
Weghorst? Like, come on, like
And Bumo, I mean, they did put Mbeumo, Cunha, but they're not even
like
de
that's
facto
not
number
my
9s. But
deal.
that's no, it's not. But I can see it happening.
Xerxes, you have to keep him. I think you have to keep him given the injury, and you have to keep him because you can't just go one striker all the way.
And it's like, what's in the future for Kobe Manu? You know, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Like you said, I don't know the fact that he can't get minutes. I thought he would have been well served coming on for Spurs, just being able to get the ball from the defense up to the attack and kind of getting us out of some pressure. But something's off there, clearly.
And you know, people don't like him, but Garnacho had 2 assists for Chelsea against Wolves and looked really good. So, you know, he know, like, finding wingers at the level. He's at the level. Kobe, by the way, Kobe Manu's at the level. The manager doesn't like him, doesn't play him. Like, Garnacho's at the level, manager doesn't like him, but he's at the level, and we sold him for not a lot. So like,
Yeah, but we got better players. The players we have are better than. There's the worst team in the league. They have 2 points.
he's at the level, and you sold him for cheap.
I'm
That's
not
all I'm saying.
disagreeing.
Like, there's not a lot of EPL level players who are effective in this league, and like, you sell them for 40 million, you're not gonna do well over the long term. So like, selling Kobe Manu for 40 million when you know he can play at this level, like, is not a good trend.
Talking about a player who could play at the level, Cristiano Ronaldo, sir, back in the news, hanging out with your boy, Piers. Piers, should we hear from him, sir? He has some things to say about
Piers
United.
is my boy.
He's hanging out with Ronaldo. He's buddies with Ronaldo. Anyone buddies with Ronaldo?
I'm a Ronaldo guy. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Let's hear what CR7 had to say about Manchester United these days. Let's hear it.
There's not been much improvement. I mean, if anything, United have gone backwards since that interview. What is going wrong with United, do you think, and how can it get fixed?
Well, as you mentioned, good. For me, it's I'm sad because of the club, that one of the most important clubs in the world, and a club that I still have in my heart because of the obvious reasons. You have to follow with the intelligent people, smart people, to create a base for the future, as Manchester United have so many years ago. Nicky Butt, Garys, Roy Keanes, Beckhams, they become a big players, but they had youth. So Manchester United right now, they don't have a structure. I hope that change in the future, present future, because the potential of the club, it's amazing. It's one of the most important clubs of the century. So,
do you still look out for United results, and does it hurt you to see how badly they're doing?
Of course, because I was to play there so many years. I win the Champions League there, I win the Golden Ball, I win like 12, 13, 14 titles there. So as I say, and I repeat, Manchester United still in my heart. I love that club. But we have all to be honest and look for ourselves and say, listen, they are not in a good path. So they need to change. And it's not only about the coach and players, in my opinion. It's
There's a young Portuguese coach there now, Amorim. What do you make of him?
He do it to his best. What are you going to do? Miracles? Miracles is impossible. We say in Portugal, miracles is only in Fatima. And
miracles are only in Fatima, sir. What do you make of CR7's comments? Got the hair. He looks good. You know, he's gearing up for next year's World Cup. What are your thoughts?
He's the type of fan that thinks we should be winning titles, you know, and he holds the club to that standard. And I think, you know, you and me have been lulled into this mediocrity of what this franchise like is. And, you know, you're not like, even Wilcox did an interview and he's like, I'm not trying to sign the Harlem Globetrotters. And he'd be like, actually, you are at Manchester United, you know. You know, so like, yeah, like if you think of like the best teams we've ever had, it included like the best player in England would then be signed by Manchester United. Like Wayne Rooney was signed by Manchester United, like Cristiano Ronaldo, Tevez, like even Berbatov at that time. Like I just feel like there's so many great players that we would just bring in from, you know, the EPL. And we have kind of done that with the most recent signings in Cunha and Bumo, but I feel like Manchester United should always be up there with the Real Madrids and the Barcelonas competing for the top talent in the world. We are probably the only club in England that has the capability to do that. I think he's right. I think there is a viewpoint where Manchester United should be competing for the Champions League final, and anything short of that is failure. Like we should be competing for the league and the Champions League every season, and if we're not, it's failure. Like, and that's a fair assessment of Manchester United because it's one of the most famous clubs in the entire world, and that's where we belong.
That is where we belong. I couldn't agree more. I think there's something underneath this, it's interesting the timing because United's actually like on the upturn, in terms of doing better than we were a year ago, 2 years ago. We're certainly correct that failure is not winning. We're not.
Games, dude.
We're not.
Like
I'm not. Just give me a second. Give me a second.
5 games.
Give me a second. We don't have structure right now. I think is a little unfair, but we're certainly in the dumps. We're certainly playing bad football. I think he's coming in. I think at some point when a sovereign ends up buying Manchester United from the Glazers and from Ineos, Ronaldo will be involved. I see layers into this. Like I know he likes to talk about United because he likes to be in the news. He's often in the news anyway.
You doubt that he genuinely doesn't love Manchester United as a club and wants to see it doing.
I didn't say that. I just think it's a little unfair to say United don't have a structure right now. Like I think we have footballing guys.
Right. He what I'm saying? He played there recently. So like he would know more than you and me because he literally like was there during the times that were.
He's there pre-Ineos though.
No, I understand, but like but my point that I'm trying to make is that he was there during the times when it was elite, and then he came back, and he has said, which I like that he's saying this. Like he said that like nothing changed, like the club is in the Stone Age. He's played at Real Madrid. They have the best facilities. They spare no expense about anything, and he came to United, and it was just like the same exact place that it was like rotted down, the same training facility even. And so I think that's fair criticism. If you like the club and you see it and it's not work, by the way, it's not like that's working on the pitch. So it's like there's a lot of I think he knows the problem and he knows that it's probably the Glazers. I think he doesn't like the Glazers. And I know Ineos is trying the best with what they can, but it's not enough. You and me both know it. Ineos is not enough. Like the money that they can offer is not enough. Like it's not completely done. The structure is not, I still think United should have the best director of football in Europe. We do not. We have a guy
the best everything
hired for that. We have
the best stadium. We like the fact that Tottenham Hotspur, a team that's won 2 Premier League titles in the '60s, have a elite stadium, way better than we do. Breaks my heart a little bit. The fact that even the $50 million redo of Carrington, you could tell it's like it should have been 150. It should have been 150.
When the Ineos came in, they were going to buy land to do a whole new facility because Carrington isn't enough. Which
is what I'm saying is I think ultimately he'll be involved in a bid.
In the world. We have the best stadium in the world. We should it should be like Real Madrid. Like United should be like Real Madrid right now with like not necessarily Mbappe, but maybe the next Mbappe, and like it should be toe to toe, European nights, the whole thing. And it's not. And it's like I do like how Ronaldo holds us to that standard. He's a psycho. He went nuts after he left United. I agree. Like he has an ego the size of a planet. I know that you like kind of have frustrations with him about that, but like he is right about like it was sad when he came back. It's sad to see this great club in the state that it is in. World football would be better off with Manchester United back at the top, like with the great facilities and the great players.
I couldn't agree more, sir. If he comes with a big bag of Saudi money, hey, big CR7 guy. It's all going to change, sir.
Yeah, I also like his mentality on the standards. So if he comes in, it's like that's
what he'll have high standards. He'll have high standards because I bet you know what, bro? Where's he play? Like, what's the name of the club he plays for in Saudi Arabia? I bet they have insane facilities.
Al Nassr.
Yeah. I bet you they have actually I bet their facilities are as nice as Manchester United's from like just a Carrington equivalent because he would not accept anything less. His standards are very high. I do agree with that. I have a little bit of like a chip on my shoulder about CR7, but I agree his heart's in the right place.
It hurts to hear, and it does kind of wake you out of this lull, which is like why United has everything except for like legitimate owners who have the money that want to invest in the greatest team in the world, and like we are in this position. And I do like how I think it's genuine that he really likes United, and it is sad. Like, by the way, he might like Madrid more. I'm not saying he likes United more than Madrid, but I'm just saying that if you saw a team that was really great when you played for them and brought them to the top, and then they're struggling, I do believe that he is affected by it.
I think he loves. I actually think he likes Manchester United more than Madrid because Manchester United fans appreciate him in a way that Real Madrid fans don't. Real Madrid fans, I'm telling you, bro, he'll be a partial owner with the sovereign. He'll be the front. That's what I'm saying. There's something in this. It's coming.
In like 500 mil into a $6 billion deal. Money. He's going to be in the owner's box, like cross
ahead of the Saudi World Cup. You know what? I'm fine with it. Like,
yes, that would be great. Like Ronaldo in a suit, just like with high standards, harsh critic. Like, I love it. Let's go. Like, solve all my problems. Let's go.
I wish. All right, let's get into the worst take of the week, sir. What you see, what I see. People are hating on Benjamin Sesko. I think it's unfair. I think he's a youngster. He's coming in. He's got a couple goals. He's got an assist to boot. He's been in the squad. He's been out of the squad. His link-up play has been good. But people are comping him on Wout Weghorst. How dare you, Wout Weghorst scored 1 goal. He celebrated like Richarlison when he scored against United. Like, that was the equivalent. That's how Wout Weghorst scored. Remember, it was like the 4-1 game against somebody.
He scored more than 1 goal, but it was like he did score a goal that didn't matter at all, and he celebrated like he won the World Cup. Like, Wout Weghorst, I'm offended. At Wealth United tweeted out what you see with a photo of Sesko and what I see with the photo of Wout Weghorst. Like, I am very offended about this, but it's not the only person that I have gotten heat for or seen a lot of heat. Like, Højlund, I get it, dude. Like, he came in promising and then just completely fell off a cliff year 2. And then, like, the manager, we had no options. He kept getting played, and he was just like, he needed to be benched. He couldn't be benched. He was like a ghost. Sesko is not that. At 22, he's already Slovenia's all-time top scorer with 41 caps. With 41 goals. He has 27 goals in 64 Bundesliga games for Leipzig, including a personal best 21 across all comps last year. He was our top scorer. 11 games, he has 2 goals, 1 assist. Like, he's also coming on as a sub, coming on for like 20 to 30 minute bit part play. He's coming on because Mount's injured. He's starting because Mount's injured. He's playing in that front 3. Like, to me, like, he has no settled position where like he has had a proper opportunity or the team hasn't even played in the way that would suit him. Like, he needs service, he needs crosses. Like, Mbeumo's not doing that. Cunha's not doing that. Our wingbacks are not getting up the pitch to cross it into Sesko. So you have to feel for him. He's kind of in that comping to Højlund where he isn't getting service, but despite that, he's making great runs. Like, he has tons of athleticism. He has great pace. He is underperforming his XG by 0.81, but he's hit the post twice, right? He has elite shot quality. He's in the top 20% in Europe for XG per shot. Like, the stats are there. Internationally, the form is there. His record in a top league in Europe and Bundesliga is there. Like, Wout never had that. Højlund didn't have that. Like, he is a proper prospect. I think people don't look at where he has come from and what he's already done at the age of 22.
No player aged 23 or younger has scored more non-penalty goals since the start of the 23-24 season across Europe's top 5 leagues than Benjamin Sesko with 27. So I agree with you, sir. Look at the tape. It's like Højlund last year suffering. He looked like a guy that needed to go out to pasture, go on holiday, extended period of time, go on loan in Italy. Benjamin Sesko is going to get there. Is going to totally get there. He's been in and out of the squad. His runs are good. His hold-up is good. He's got a good touch for a big man. He's unbelievable in the air. Just give him time. I think the real ones know that he's going to come good. I hope his injury is not a serious one because that's the real thing that can derail you in the near term is like a bad injury. So hopefully it's not too big because we're all behind Big Ben. He's a player. I think he's going to be it. This is why you signed both. This is why you signed 2 studs that were ready to go, one of which is still kind of finding his feet in Cunha, one who's flying in Bumo, and then 2 youngsters with upside, one of which is still finding his feet in Sesko, and one of which Lemens has a long way to go, but he's hit the ground running, I think, in many ways. So it's like, that's why you do both. And Sesko is one for the future. I think he was a good deal. Also, where's the Florian Wirtz hate? Like, that guy's like a bum. I was watching the City game.
What did Mbeumo and Cunha have that Sesko didn't?
EPL experience.
Exactly. So,
and 3 years on him. 4 years on him.
Players who don't have that EPL experience need a season.
Right.
Just a season. And then it's year 2. Like, that's why you signed Xerxes from Bologna FC.
He should be killing it this year.
Who could ever thought that signing wouldn't work out. Like, of all of the Jets. So Sesko isn't that. No one's hating on Xerxes anymore. Like, people used to be like big on Xerxes. Like I said we shouldn't make that signing. Why do we make this signing? He's not even a 9. We need a 9. Nobody's hating on him. He's done. He's done. He doesn't even play. Sheshko's getting killed, and he's like exactly the profile that United needs. We need time, and this team needs to figure out how to. There is a play with the target man number 9, Manchester United, and there's a play with the rotating front 3, Manchester United, and we do not know how to do that. Those two different types of attacking styles, and this team just isn't settled, and Sheshko isn't settled. Right, he will figure it out.
He'll figure it out. I have every confidence. We're all behind you, Big Ben.
FA Cup. He needs FA Cup. You got to.
We don't have enough games. We need more. This is actually like we need more games. Kobe needs more games. Xerxes, Benjamin Sheshko. I like Benjamin Sheshko. I'm excited. I thought all the transfers were great. Give him time. He'll be just fine. He's the one for the future. Absolutely, sir. Let's get into some fan questions, sir. The best fans in the world. I think we're going to get a little bit of spice and nice, a little bit of salt and pepper. People happy, people unhappy. What do you think? You think the vibes are high, or is it going to be a mixed bag?
Mixed bag.
All right, let's jump into it. At Moneyline Mush, at USA Red Devils, terrible to give the game away, but the gumption to not hang their heads when they went down with 10 men and lose that is fight we haven't seen in a long time. I have to agree here. You got to take the good with the bad. The bad is bad, but at the end of the day, previous teams crumble. Previous United teams lose this game. Winning that point back means something, especially hitting an international break when noise would have been fucking just like cancer.
No, Amorim would have gotten just destroyed by the sub issue. Like, it would have been like the manager, like, the seat's warm, and then he made this huge error, and then this team is giving away games, and it's like we held the line. So hold the line. We held the line.
Right.
Held the line. That's what United needed to do, and I'm glad we did.
So am I. Let's hear from Randy. Randy Scrandy L. If we could just see out a result, I think we were on the right track. Have to agree with that. Just not convinced yet.
Randy.
No, come on. He's turning.
Randy, baby.
We need wins, baby. We need wins, not rescue draws to the death. Either way, massive onions to save it down to a man like that. Frustrated, but at least we didn't lose to these clowns again. And Bumo again, fire. It's most fans. It's like, hey, we should be able to hold on to that game. United of old would. A team that is going to finish in the top 4 comfortably would. This is not that team. We're finding our feet. We're building the plane as it's taking off on the runway, sir. But pluses and minuses. Pluses and minuses.
Shout out Randy because, like,
he's back.
He's not just like, people think that some fans are just only negative, but it's like, I do, like, there's a level of fan that, like, under Eric Ten Hag, it was dark days. Like, we have to be honest. And so, like, brutal. The fact that, like, we're seeing some life out of this team, and, like, even fans that have been down on this team are seeing it, like, there's something there. And I do feel like it is special. And it's almost like getting those bad apples out of the locker room it's like the intangible team element is finally picking up at United, and Leacha hasn't come back yet.
I don't know if we need him back. Is Randy Scrandy John's burner account? We'll never know. We'll never know.
If you think I have time to tweet after trying to do this whole pod, you're out of your mind. Like, yeah.
And last but not least, at Fairway Freddy wanted a left wing back.
He's never said John's right once. He's never said, I agree with John.
He said it without
a burner would be like, John is so right.
Oh, he's so awesome. That beard is great. I like the beard. At Fairway Freddy wanted a left wing back with a cultured left foot, a right wing back that runs up and down and passes quickly, a CM that maintains possession and tackles, a center forward that is cold-blooded, and a coach that trusts youth and is flexible. Dear ARD, is that too much to ask for Christmas? Yes, Freddie, probably. I mean, right wing back Ahmad could do that. He's not fit for purpose quite, but
he's not a right wing back.
Well, he's playing there.
You know why? Because he looked better in the 3.
Oh, like, way better.
Bullshit. He looked like. By the way, him playing right wing back is just dumb. Here's the thing: you don't hire Amorim if you don't buy wingbacks. Like, that's the whole point. That's the whole point. Like, Dogu is the guy in the left wing, and it's like Mazraoui can do a job on the right. And Ahmad has to play up front. Ahmad has to be at the front 3. Like, I get putting him in there against teams that are a joke, but there's not a lot of teams that are a joke in the EPL, and so that's kind of where it can create problems. The coach the coach point that Fairway Freddy makes about Amorim, it's an issue with Kobe Manu. And I know Garnacho is an easy guy to like hate on. And he was a bad apple. And Rashford clearly is a bad apple. Garnacho is probably clearly a bad apple. Kobe Manu, I don't think you could say bad apple. And the fact that you can't get a minute under this manager is bizarre. And so Amorim has that Ten Hag kind of like hate a lot of your players thing. It's not quite Ole Mr. Nice Guy, like love all your players, but it's like there's a tilt to burning through talent, and Kobe Manu would be a step too far for me. It's like Rashford, okay, Garnacho, okay, Kobe Manu, whoa. That's kind of my position on it. We should not be selling Kobe Manu.
Couldn't agree more, sir.
Kobe Manu got rid of Højlund. Højlund should still be on this team.
He should be. That was I feel like another Ineos decision where you'd want him right now. Injured Benjamin Sesko coming back. Hey, we got Everton. Perfect game for big goofy Højlund to get out there and get some minutes. And instead, we're a man light again.
Keep him if you aren't going to play Xerxes. Like, you need players to play. Like, that's the one thing about Amorim that you have to admit there's something there where it's like, like you should have got rid of Xerxes and then kept Højlund if you're good at play. You know what I'm saying? Like you have,
especially because you have all those 10s. You have Kobe could play 10. You have Cunha. You have Mbumo. You have Ahmad who plays 10. It would have been. You have Mount who could play 10. Like actually, you should have sold Xerxes.
No 9s, and
there's no market for Xerxes.
There is a little madness with the roster where the players we are not playing, and then we ship players and that we might have played. And so I do have to talk about Freddie's point, but you also have to say Rome wasn't built in a day. If we can get some results, I mean, look at our fixtures here. It's Everton, Crystal Palace, West Ham, Wolves, Bournemouth, Villa. If we do well there, that's almost through December. You could seriously be in fighting for European football in that position. And Ineos can go into the market and sign a CDM because you're going to have Baleba and Anderson. You might be able to get somebody to sell for 60 or 50. You have Smoke. You could make me do a deal, like whoever needs the money more. If you could do that and then set it up for a run, like you would be in a really great position. And like that's hope. And the hope is dangerous for this team. But I do see a path, and we should all be excited about that path and be all in, even despite the kind of up and down nature of our season.
Something to hope for, sir. Hope is a good thing. Hope is a great thing, and I'm looking forward to a hopeful November and December headed into the January transfer window. Sir, that is the pod. What a pod. Appreciate all the fans listening week in, week out. Don't forget to support the greatest podcast in the world. Check out our Patreon, patreon.com/American Red Devils. There's lots of extra special benefits. We have an extra special pod that drops once a month, and there are benefits beyond that as well. Worth checking out. It goes a long way to keep this pod independently supported, and it goes a long way. Another way to support the pod is AmericanRedDevils.store. Pick up some merch. Ooh, sir, headed into another international break. We're going to get you some news. We're going to try and get you some interviews. And let's talk about top downloads last 7 days. Appreciate all these cities listening week in, week out. Couldn't do it without you. Number one, how you doing? Los Angeles, California, Oslo, Norway, Chicago, Illinois, Dublin, Ireland, New York, Brooklyn, New York, Washington, D.C., Dallas, Texas, Melbourne, Australia, and Sydney, Australia, sir. Unbelievable. Australians listening in. Get a hat. Unbelievable. Pick up a hat. The hat that John just flashed is epic. The knitted cap he designed, I think, is even better. And it is knitted cap season around the United States, just about. And this is great, sir. A pleasure. On to the next one. I can't wait for Ronaldo to show up with his bags of cash. CR7 stand. I don't give a shit. Let's
United,
go.
Man.
It's happening,
he wants
dude.
to own United.
It's happening, dude. It's happening.
And he said there's another interview he did where he mentioned it.
The timing felt that way.
I want Ronaldo to own United, sir. Should I give you the full?
I figured. Let's go. Well, you know what?
Hey,
why not?
You're a dark ale Rooney guy. I'm a drink water Ronaldo guy. What do you say? It's like I don't. I don't quite have the 8-pack that Ronaldo has, but I would say you're more of a butts and dark ales with Rooney type of guy.
I think there's room for both. I think that it's a big tent. Manchester United is a big tent. We got room for water drinkers. We got room for dark ale drinkers, and we got room for two of the finest players to ever play for Manchester United in CR7 and Rooney. So, hey, greatest club in the world. Sorry?
What song you got to take us out, sir?
Sir, I got United Calypso, one of my favorite songs. We sung it in the Fulham away end. Hope everybody has a great week. We appreciate you listening in. Don't forget to support the pod. Like and subscribe on YouTube. It goes a long way. And we will see you all next week.